Peace and light, that old guy Australia, coming to you from Chicago. I was doing a video in on the coast. It was blowing a nor'east gale, so I couldn't do it. So I come to Cabargo, where I'm doing some work, and I'll just do a video quick before I go and see Ellie. Now, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button, YouTube and Instagram, and you'll get to know when I'm sending out a video, and appreciate every person who's written to me. It's been fantastic. I try to respond, and first of all, I just want to address one thing. My last video had around 500 views, fantastic. I'm pretty blown away by that. The amount of messages I got sent to me thanking me for it, and you know, I'll share a bit more on that later in the new year. But thank you for everything anyway. I'm just me. Trust me on that. It's funny, I'm more of a person now than I ever was, and yet I'm less of who I was, and more of who I am and less of who I was. It's quite amazing. The journey's been incredible. Local people don't understand it. They think it's a joke, and that's okay. I don't really mind. You know, Jesus never spoke in his hometown. Speaking of Jesus, this message is for Christians, and I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I got talking with a Catholic friend of mine the other week and said I'd do this video. And so here it is. This is a bit of a challenge for a lot of people, and I'm happy to debate anybody about this. So I wondered where Christians had got to with all this. When all this started and a guy had a bat in Wuhan, and I was like, no. I read that article by the journalist from the Australian who lived in Wuhan for 7 years, and he said, no, there's no wet markets here with bat products. It's just ridiculous. Then it was pangolins, and then it was this and it was that, and face planting in China with the masks, and I thought, well, that's propaganda. Chinese authorities have set that up. They've got guys in hazmat suits walking around spraying stuff, and guys are face planting. It's all a setup. The whole thing's a joke. It's not true. None of this is true. And people freaked out. Now, I never did. The one group of people on the face of this planet that I thought would stay strong were Christians. They're the ones that I thought would hold the line. After all, they've got a book that tells you the beginning of the world, how the world's going to travel, and the end of the world. I'm like, well, these guys would know. They should know. I've read it. Pretty interesting book. And I'm not saying it's a conspiracy theory, not at all. I'm making the point, as I've done once before and got hammered over it, that if you think that your parents and grandparents, and maybe parents today, or you yourself, go to church and you believe in a virgin birth, you know, and that the woman gave birth to a baby who was the son of the creator of the universe, who could forgive all sins and let you live in a crappy, shitty, dangerous world with a lot of murder and rape and crap going on, and then you come back and save the world because you were doing it all by free choice, and you think that's okay, but you don't believe that there's a group of elite people with more money than anybody else on the face of the planet who want to cull the population and set up a utopian society that they dictate to and rule, then I can't understand that. It's like, really? Really? Of all of them, I would think the latter would be the one that would be the most believable. I don't know. You see? Because this is a good against evil fight. That's what it is. A good against evil. That's all it is. Let's boil it down, take all the dross off, everything away. That is exactly what remains. Good versus evil. You know, I thought Christians would see this. I really, really did. I'm like, here we go. Here we go. And then they shut all their doors. And I don't understand. Well, the government told us to shut all our doors. Give Caesar his dues. No. Stop for a second. Stop for a second. You can read it. I think it's a book of Matthew or somewhere. Jesus was getting tricked by the Pharisees, and they're saying, well, you're telling us not to pay tax. We should pay tax? And he said, give us one of your coins. They gave him a denarius, and he said, whose face is on it? It's Caesar. Right? So that's Caesar's coin. Whatever Caesar demands, you give to him. But whatever's God's, you give to God. They tried to trap him. I don't think Jesus ever paid tax once in his life. Go and find out. Read it. I never read it anywhere where Jesus paid tax. You know? It's amazing how gullible people can be. Shut your doors. We shut our doors. All right, Christians, you're allowed to open, but you're only allowed, I don't know, 10 in the church. All right, we'll have 10 in the church. You all got to wear face nappies. All right, no worries. And you can't sing praises to God. All right, we won't. And you can't clap. All right, we won't. I'm like, what? Are you serious? You guys are clowns. There's one guy, Pulowski, I think his name was, something like that anyway, over in America. There's plenty of them, but I'm just picking one guy. He refused to close his church, and he wanted to go and visit his flock, you know. He had to reach out to them. They were isolated. We know there's been tremendous amounts of suicides and stuff over the lockdowns. So he was arrested several times, fined, thrown in jail, beaten, you name it. And he refused to capitulate. He refused. He said, I can't. I can't. And I'm like, what happened to the Anglican Church? What happened to the bloody Catholic Church? Presbyterians, the Baptists, the Methodists, what happened to you all? The Uniting Church? You all just gave in. You didn't even whimper. There was not a noise from you. Not a noise. I'm like, I don't understand. God did not give you a spirit of fear, but of power and love and sound mind. Cast your fears upon him and he'll set you free. Oh, Jesus, you're the one for me. Yeah, 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 you set me free. I don't get it. I don't get it. A guy ate a bat. We're all going to die. There's a virus. We don't know anything about it. It's only got a 99.7% recovery rate. But there's all this information coming out about Pfizer and their documents that there's a less than 1% efficiency with their jab. But we've got to get the jab anyway. We're not going to look into any of this stuff. We're just going to believe what the bloody government tells us. Oh my God! Oh my God! We're going to die! I'm like, what's wrong with you people? You got the book. You got the book. It's called the End Times. You're heading into it, and you're asleep wide awake. You've been taught about this for decades, and suddenly it gets here, and you go, "Really? It's real? It's happening? Oh no, can't be. No, guy had a bat. Oh my God. You guys are idiots. I just can't get it. You know. So anyway, the thing about that is fear. Fear. The government mocked you, ridiculed you, and laughed at you, and you followed every direction they gave you. Lock your doors. No services. When you do have a service, be 2 metres apart. When you are 2 metres apart, have a mask on, a face nappy. Don't greet each other. Don't hug each other. Don't shake anybody's hand. Be afraid. Be very, very afraid. And they laughed. You were doing the devil's work. You couldn't even see it. Dear God, all those Bible studies Wednesday night, all the church going, the money in the plate, the clapping, the praise Jesus, conversations with you. I like to refer to as, I can't remember the phrase, I used to use it all the time, but I can't think of it now. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Christian language, you know. Oh, praise Jesus. Oh my God. Oh, thank you, Lord. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, what happened? When the rubber hit the road, you shat your pants. You got the book. You know what's happening. And you went, whoa. I can't believe it. I'm just shocked. I got Christian friends who were shocked at their Christian friends. All it would have taken was maybe in Australia, that's for argument's sake, 20% of all churches, just 20%, to refuse to close their doors, and the government couldn't have dealt with it. The authorities couldn't have dealt with it. They couldn't have. And more Christians would have joined you. They would have joined you. You would have shown a face of Christ, but you didn't. You would have had solidarity, but you didn't. No, you just walked off. Exit stage left, whoop, gone. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. Now, I'm not regarded as a Christian. I'm one of those people who are not liked by both sides. I'm the tax collector, you know. I'm happy with that. You can have your own judgments, but I didn't live in fear. I trusted God. I didn't live in fear. I didn't capitulate. I didn't comply. I didn't lay down. No, I didn't. So what happened to you? What happened? You know fear is a sin, right? You know fear is a sin. Cast your fears upon me. You cannot have fear and faith. They don't mix, oil and water. You can't have fear and faith. Debate me on it. Happy to do it. You can be afraid, but then you go to God and you hand that fear to him. And you have trust and faith and hope in God. You don't live in fear, being afraid, walking around with your face nappies on, not letting anybody at the door. I went to a Christian friend's place in the room once, knocked on the door. They wouldn't even open the door. Talking through the screen, stepped back, talking through the door. I'm like, seriously, where's your faith? Where's your faith? Faith. Faithless. Gutless, faithless. Oh, I'm shocked. Worldwide. Many, many churches refused. Many pastors refused. But in Australia, I don't even know if there was one. And worse, you all went and lined up for the jibby. Yeah. Got to get that jibby. Well, one way to decimate the Christian population, isn't it? Hey? Cancers never ever before seen, blood clots, died in their sleep, you know, all sorts of diseases rising up that were, you know, not there before. You know, they thin out the herd. It is evil versus good after all. I'm just shocked. I really believed Christians would be the backbone. But they weren't. They were the butthole. And everything they were taught was just dribbly poo. And they couldn't even walk the talk. They just backed down and gave up and went, okay, government, we believe what you're saying, government, not a problem. Okay, government, not a problem, government. We worship the government. I'm like, there you go. So that's how I feel about them. That's how I feel about them. And then what happened then? You opened your churches up, the government said, okay, you're allowed to go back. It was a trial run. Round 1 of 10. And you just failed. Didn't even get over the first hurdle. Eh? 100-metre steeplechase and you crashed into the first one. Boom! I'm like, oh, wow. You're not in it for the long haul, are you? No. Not in it for the long haul. You just lost focus, lost sight, lost faith. Unreal. How does a stupid old tradie like me find out 2 years ago that Pfizer gave actual risk reduction figures of less than 1% efficacy on their jab, and then handed the FDA in America the RRR, relative risk reduction, at 96%. What a lie. The biggest lie sold, the greatest hoax ever, the greatest lie. How did I know that 2 years ago and you didn't? Do you know how? Because I didn't believe the bullshit. I trusted God and went looking, and that's what happened. I found the truth in Pfizer's own documents. Boom. Wow. Funny, isn't it? Well, I don't know how you're going to go on round 2. You're already jibby-jabbied. Now you're lining up for your boosters and your fourths and whatever else might be the case. It's too late. For most of you, it'll be too late. 3 to 5 years, Peter McCullough said. And you're all falling off the perch already. Death rates are going like this. Woo, spiking all around the world, but no one's talking about it. No one's showing it. We've had to go and find that information. No one's showing you. You won't see it in the news. What you will see in the news, by the way, is anything they want you to know. Whatever they want you to believe, you'll see it on the news. That's the narrative. If you're watching in China, you know, all this shit that's going on over there, it's all BS. It's just a propaganda video. Propaganda video. Oh, we've got this new variant. It's going to be about X416-9- paragraph 6, subsection 4. That'll be out next year. And the world will lock down again. Oh, we tried to give you freedom. We tried. We really, really tried. But this new variant's super dangerous. You'll need another 3 shots. You've already had the kill shots. Oh, there's not much left, is there? You've had the clot shots. Anyway. I really thought Christians would be the backbone of everything. And you opened up your churches and you went back in and started singing praises to God. And I'm like, wow, if I was God, I'd be crying tears. I'd be weeping. My people My people, you gave in. You didn't stand strong. You had no faith. You let me down. That's what happened. I don't care whether you like it or not. It's my view on it. That's how it goes. So, come up to Christmas. Here we go. Oh God, Christmas. Now we got all this shite going on now. It comes up every year, you know that. Christmas is a pagan holiday, and the lights on the tree represent the trees that the pagans used to set on fire while they danced naked around, got pissed and had sex with each other. I'm like, okay, whatever, you know. Oh, Jesus was never born on Christmas Day because it's winter and they're having the census and they couldn't possibly have had it in there. I'm like, oh, okay, look, whatever. You know, I don't care if you made the birthday of Christ October 5th and you all celebrated on that day. Doesn't matter. You're celebrating the birth of Christ. That's all it is. Doesn't matter what damn day it is, or who's right or who's wrong, or what's proven or what's not proven. What's attributed to it or what's not attributed to it. You know, if a gypsy throws a curse on me and I go, I don't believe in it, I have nothing to do with it. I don't accept it. I don't live in fear. God's given me a spirit of love and a power and a sound mind, not a spirit of fear. I don't live in fear. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm excited about what's coming. You know, I'm excited. This is a pretty incredible time. I never thought I'd be around. We say this all the time amongst ourselves. Never thought I'd be alive to see the end of the world and to see this unfold the way it is. Never thought I'd be around to see humanity capitulate and give in and cower the way they have. Never thought I'd see it. And yet here we are. Here we are. Well, I'm off to work, heading over to Ellie's. Go and check out the new bakery down the road here so we can get something gluten-free for her. Peace and light that old guy Australia. I love yous all. Hey, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button. We'll catch you soon.